Hey everybody, this is Victoria Smith with Take the Lead Canine Training, and this is the first episode of Foster Dog Friday. Thank you so much for joining me in this little adventure. The idea that I have with this program is to help people and help particularly people struggling with their dogs and help rescues get information into the hands of fosters that is going to help create a more adoptable dog, or a dog that does better in homes with people that they end up adopting to, potentially have more fosters in one home, and just make sure we're setting these dogs up for success. What I find a lot, and this is kind of today's topic, is that there's a lot of love in rescue, there's a lot of passion in rescue, but there's not as much guidance in rescue. And the problem that we have is people foster dogs because they love dogs. People rescue dogs because they love dogs. It's wonderful that the effort that these people go through to help these dogs, to help pull them from shelters, to help transport them around the country. It's remarkable what people in rescue, fosters, and the people organizing rescue will do for dogs. I think that people who foster dogs are a very special kind of person. They're opening up their home, their family, they're putting their kids, their spouses, their other pets into a situation with a dog that they don't know. It's remarkable that they open up their life, they open up their homes to help these dogs that they aren't familiar with, they know no history about, but they want to see these guys be successful and they want to see these guys get homes. It's really unique because it's one thing to just go out and adopt a dog. It's a whole nother deal to actually be raising a dog for someone else that you're not going to end up keeping. And that's kind of where we're talking today about what fosters can do to help create more adoptable dogs. The deal is, we have dogs in rescue who are particularly difficult. They're harder to place, whether it's behavioral issues. Usually behavioral issues are the reason that these dogs are kind of difficult to place. They may not be that great with other dogs. They might be too excitable, too hyper, reactive on the leash, issues with cats, issues with kids. You know, these dogs that are a little more complicated definitely need a little more structure in their life to be successful. The cool thing is that when I think about what myself and other trainers do when we do stuff like board and train programs, we take a dog in for 2 weeks or 4 weeks and we work with them, and then we get a dog who is out of control, crazy, hyper, pulling on the leash, jumping, barking, counter surfing, all the nonsense. We take that dog in, and then within a couple of weeks we have a dog who's making better choices, who knows some obedience, and who's completely made a 180 behaviorally from where they were before. The cool thing is, these foster homes have a cool opportunity to do the same thing with these dogs that are being placed with them while they wait for their forever homes. What I want to bring to light is that I think you're amazing for fostering dogs. I think it's remarkable that you're opening up your home to a pet you don't know, to someone else's potential pet, that you're taking your time to raise an animal for someone else. It's a really special thing to do. What I want to talk about is kind of the obligation that you have as a foster to make sure that these dogs are ready to go into homes. A lot of people get into rescue because they love dogs, but the problem here is that love is not the only thing that these dogs need. They need guidance, they need structure, they need people to set boundaries for them. The reality is, if we get a dog in and we spoil it too much because maybe it had a rough start, it was in the shelter system, it was getting bounced around between foster homes, it came from a hoarding situation, it's been abused, there's always a story that goes with every dog. If we let that story block our judgment on what is best for this dog behaviorally, because let's face it, that people will get veterinary care for dogs, they'll get the mange under control, they'll get the broken legs taken care of, we'll do surgery, we'll do, and donations come in for surgery, donations come in for medical care, but when it comes to behavioral stuff, it's a lot harder for rescues to get donations. So, and behavioral issues tend to be the reason dogs aren't getting adopted. Sure, you've got to get the dog through heartworm treatment, and you've got to get over the broken leg and the mange and things like that, and get them healthy, but then you've got to get them mentally healthy, and that's the problem that we have a lot of times, is these dogs have some behavioral issues that aren't being addressed. what happens is they come into these homes and fosters feel terrible for what the dog has been through. The dog's been through some rough stuff. I won't lie. We don't always know for sure. Sometimes we do know the story, sometimes we don't. But you can just kind of tell the dog's had a rough time being in the shelter system, being from a hoarding situation, abuse, hit by car, whatever the story may be. They don't have a loving home. So the fosters get them in. And what we seem to find is fosters take these dogs in and they love them. But what they're not doing, and what we need to really focus on, is we've got to take the time to make sure we provide structure, set boundaries, and teach these dogs how to live in a home. When you're fostering a dog, you're raising a dog for the adopter. This isn't a dog that you're going to keep forever. This isn't a dog that's joining your family. This is meant to be, unless you're a foster failure, and you can only be that so many times before you don't have any more room. But what you're trying to do really is house a dog, help a dog get healthy physically and mentally, and then help place it with a forever home. When these dogs are in foster homes, they need a lot of information given to them on how to live in a home. Some of these dogs have never been in a home before. They've been in shelters, they've been on the streets, they've been tied up, they've been in crates all their life. So it's important that we teach them how to successfully live inside of a home with a family. Just think about it, you don't know what the next adopter is going to be like. The next adopter, more than likely, doesn't want a dog with issues. Just to be honest, most people don't want a project, when they get a dog. So crate training these dogs, not letting these dogs on the furniture, setting boundaries for them, teaching them not to pull on leash, teaching them basic obedience, teaching them how to go and relax in the house and not jump on you, not always get on the furniture while you're eating dinner, not feed them table scraps, not just spoil them silly, and it can be hard to think about that because we do feel bad for the dogs, and it's a real emotional thing when we get in a dog who's in rough shape, whether you're an adopter and you've already got the rough dog or you're a foster helping get this rough dog healthy. But what we find is a lot of behavioral issues develop because we get dogs in and then we don't give them any information on how to successfully live in our homes. We send them a lot of mixed signals. We let them get away with a lot of stuff that maybe they shouldn't, right? So dogs who, have had a rough start, regardless of the start, still need structure. They still need guidance. A potential adopter would love to have a dog, and the way to be most successful is to have a dog who can walk nice on leash. Dogs are turned into shelters every day because they jump on people, they chew things up and destroy stuff in the house, and they pull on the leash. Like, those three things are like, I can't walk my dog, I can't control my dog, he barks at people and dogs when we take a walk, he destroys my house, I can't keep, like, that is the biggest thing. He's too hyper, he jumps on the kids, he tears up the house, he tears up the furniture. Crate training, obedience training, and teaching a dog how to walk on a leash are all things that can be done in a foster home. Crate training, obedience training, and teaching a dog how to walk on a leash are all things that can be done in a foster home. Absolutely done in a foster home. I am excited for you fosters to do stuff like this with these dogs in your homes, because not only are the dogs going to be better behaved for the potential adopter, but they're going to be better behaved for you, especially if you've got multiple dogs, like you've got your own dogs and now you're fostering dogs, or maybe you're fostering a couple dogs at a time. If you add some structure to your life with these guys, we teach a lot of place command, which means go to your bed and relax. You teach these guys how to go and relax in the house, how to stay in a spot and not follow you around, how to go and relax and calm down, not be barking out the window, charging the door, jumping on you, snacking food off of your table, setting boundaries with these guys. You're going to be happier because life is easier, and then your potential adopter is going to be thrilled that they've got a dog who's got manners. Imagine taking a dog on a walk who's drug you all over the place, who barks at other dogs and people, now walking nicely because you've taught him how to walk great on a leash. Imagine going to an adoption event, right, with a dog that you're trying to place in a home that's walking nicely on a leash, that can sit or do a downstay. Use obedience as a gateway to changing this dog's state of mind. It's not just sit for a treat, look, he knows a trick. It's like, come, place, down. Like, you can hold it down while people walk around. When a dog is well behaved, it's so much easier to place. And the issue here is, I'm a dog trainer, there's a lot of dog trainers out here, and we love to help rescue, but we also have bills to pay, so we can't always do rescue stuff for free. Just like veterinarians don't always do treatment for free. But the problem we have in rescue is not many people donate when it's a rescue asking for funds for training. Not many people donate to that. So what I would love to see is that you don't need trainers. You don't need to hire me. You don't need to hire my colleagues. You kind of teach your fosters, and your fosters train the dogs in the home. Then you've got free training, and you've got a well-behaved dog that's easy to place. More than likely, fosters can house more dogs, you know, take in 2 dogs at a time instead of just 1, because nobody's running cahoots all crazy all over the place. So I'm going to post some links to some how-to videos that I have for place command, which is a lifesaver. Go to your bed and stay there. You can cook dinner, you can fold laundry, you can have other dogs out. You can teach these guys impulse control. Teaching a dog impulse control is amazing. You teach a dog impulse control, you can make better choices. I'll post an introduction to prong collar video to make sure that you're introducing it correctly and properly so that you can gently walk your dog in a leash without any issues. And then of course, I want you guys to really think about what we're doing with our dogs. Are we loving them too much and not leading them enough? Dogs who are happy aren't getting in fights. They're not growling at people that come over. They're not acting aggressively on a walk. All of those bad behaviors that our dogs do that can be stressful and sometimes scary are a symptom of anxiety, a symptom of stress, and a symptom really of a lack of leadership in the home. Your dog doesn't believe that you've got some control over the environment that it lives in, so it's stressed and it's reactive because it's got to take charge because it sees this soft energy, right? You imagine this. Dog came into your home. He's rescue, so he's got a story. Maybe he's not that healthy right now. Maybe he's underweight. Maybe he's got bad skin. Maybe he's got physical scars. Maybe he's got separation anxiety. Whatever he's got some issues. We bring him in and we've got a really soft energy with this dog. We feel really sorry for him. Think about what the dog is saying. He's coming to this house. There's people around, and all they are, they're very cool. They love him. They give him treats. They feed him. He likes them, but they're really soft energy. And then all of a sudden, life hits us. People come over. Landscapers are outside. There's dogs on the sidewalk. There's squirrels outside the window. The mailman's coming up to the house. All of this stuff is super stressful for your dog. And unless your dog sees you as somebody who shares good information and tell them what's right to do and what's wrong to do, and doesn't just see you as a soft source of energy. These dogs like us. They love that we give them treats. They like us. They really enjoy spending time with us, but they just don't believe that we've got life under control because they believe that we're weak because our dog came in, saw a caring but very soft energy person and not someone who's like, hey bud, I'm going to show you what to do. You're safe with me. Not someone assertive and competent. They saw someone who was pampering and coddling. They're not going to believe that when the crap hits the fan, when there's things in life that stress our dog out, that the human has control. As I always say, we pay the vet bills, we pay the mortgage, we buy the dog food. We should be in charge, but to our dog, we actually have to show them in a way that they understand. And if we don't, we have behavioral issues. Let's start with some obedience training. Let's start setting some boundaries for our dogs, and let's get these guys trained. All right, guys, first episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll have some more stuff. Q&A is great. I want to have some Q&A with this. I want to have some video of some certain things. I've got some how-to videos to show you along the way. If you've got any questions, make sure to post in the comments below. I'll pick my favorite question and answer it. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for next Friday's episode of Foster Dog Friday. Bye. You can teach a dog to go to a bed easily, but I don't want to just teach her to go to a bed. I want to teach her to go to a place and immediately relax. I don't want this tightly wound bundle of energy just sitting on place. I want her to learn how to go and relax. So it's a state of mind thing more than it is just an obedience command. Let's go. Dogs who are anxious move fast all the time. Dogs who are reactive move fast all the time. Their mind is always going fast. Please. Yes. So we need to slow her down. So when I do commands with her, I'm not going to be fast and flashy. I'm not going to be darting like trying to get her to speed up. If I want her to speed up, yeah, we'll do that in the backyard when it's time to play. But no, place. I want her to be doing all of this stuff super slow. So I keep my body language slow, I keep my voice really calm, and I try not to go. I try to catch her quickly for breaking, but I want to slow her down, slow that mind down. Anxiety makes the mind move so fast. Let's go.